Get ready.
Hey there, Marvel heroes, and welcome to the very first Loki review. So we've done this with WandaVision, and we did it with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So we're just going to carry on now with the MCU TV shows. So I'm just going to give my honest reviews of them. So I'll go in as much as I can into spoiler free, and then we'll give it a little bit of a warning, and I'll go into some more spoilery things. So if you haven't watched it, then you can pause the video, go and watch it, and come back and then have a chat about that. So let's just move straight on into it. So the first episode is called Glorious Purpose. Oh, my spoiler warning is on right now, but we're on non-spoilers at the moment. Excuse me, got a little bit of a sore throat today. Yes, so wow, great first episode. Like I said, called Glorious Purpose. So it's all about what is Loki's purpose, and the acting in it is spot on, like all the other MCU TV shows. It's fantastic. I thought with this one, it goes back to a little bit like WandaVision's what is going on type thing, whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you had kind of like, it was like another Marvel movie, just stretched out across all the episodes. So this one was different, a bit like WandaVision, where you're going, what is going on? But you clearly can see throughout this whole episode that it's building up for the next phase of MCU, and more so going towards Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness, and I'll be picking up on that in the spoiler section. But yeah, really great story, acting in it. Owen Wilson is pretty much playing Owen Wilson in an MCU role, so not much really to say about him. It's Owen Wilson. Tom Hiddleston, yeah, great, fantastic. Can't beat him at all. In regards to the theme song, because I mentioned about WandaVision's theme song, and I mentioned about Falcon's theme song. This is number 2. So WandaVision has still got the best, I think, theme song for the intro, or in WandaVision's case, the intro was at the end, and I think it was in the same as this. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, the title sequence is at the end, and it was on Falcon. So all the title sequences are going to be at the end, pretty much. But yeah, this one is pretty good. It's like Falcon. I thought it was pretty weak, but as for like background music and things like that in the episode, I didn't really pick up on much, and you guys might have, and if you did, then pop it down below. Whereas in Falcon and Winter Soldier, they'd have like little Easter eggs of the different songs, like the Civil War music was come up when Zemo appeared and things like that. So that was quite interesting, really. I'm struggling now on the non-spoilery section. Is there anything else? It's 50 minutes long, so it's a standard TV episode size, and it's just the first episode that came out today. I am really looking forward to it progressing. It's a bit slow, but it is. I think this episode and episode 2 is going to be pretty slow, and then I think it's going to start going up then towards the end, just for you to get a feel of what is going on, because lots of different things are going on there, and it's a bit like what but yeah, and so I think we are gonna have a couple of, and I don't mind slow episodes if there's a purpose to them. If it's just a matter of, oh, we've had loads of action scenes, now let's make it slow. If there's a purpose, like we are learning things, and this one we're kind of learning things, but we're also asking a lot of questions of what this is really. So yeah, as I did a video weeks ago now, Loki is out every single Wednesday. It's not out Friday, and it's not saying that they're changing everything that come out on a Wednesday now. It's just Loki that's coming out on a Wednesday at the moment. Whether they do this with all Marvel films, Marvel series, possibly. I think they're just trialing it out, but I think it's a great way, really, because obviously you have Bad Batch just out on Fridays, and you have lots of other things that drop on Fridays. So it's a nice way to break up your week. You know, right? Wednesday I'm going to watch Loki. Friday I'm going to watch Bad Batch, or a new film, or a new binge watch a new show that's come out. So that's what I think is pretty good, that they've done that. And I hope they do carry on with the rest of the MCU TV shows like that. So it just makes more sense really to me. But that is it for my spoiler free section on there. So we're going to go now into the spoiler zone. So I'm just going to pop up the spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched it yet and you don't want any spoilers, then I recommend that you now you pause this video, go and watch it and come back, and then we'll have a chat in the comments below about what you thought about it. If you don't worry about spoilers or anything like that, or you have seen it, then carry on watching. And do, like I said, please pop comments down. We're not doing this as a live, we're doing this as a pre-recorded one, but next week we'll be back to doing it live, so we can have a chat there and then. But still, you can pop your comments down and we'll have a chat. I think that is enough for your spoiler warning. So the episode starts off with the little clip that's in 2012 Endgame on it. Also, sorry, it goes back to 2012 and goes back to the Avengers, but it's the Endgame version where they're trying to get the Tesseract from them, and obviously the Hulk bashes through the door, knocks the case off, and the Tesseract nudges next to Loki, and he picks it up and disappears. So this is that story from that point on, and he turns up in Mongolia, and he's trying to rule them, and he's like, who is this guy? And then that's when the time variant authority or variance authority turn up and capture him. And I thought it was pretty cool. You could call him the variant, because that's the criminal name for these people who try to splinter the timelines, because it's the crime against the timeline, which is pretty cool. But what I thought was cruel then is they reset the timeline and they put this little thing down and you don't see what goes on, but I think they destroy everything on that timeline. They like all universe. So that's a very powerful weapon, really powerful weapon. Imagine Thanos with that weapon. So that is quite intriguing, that they're stopping other storylines going. It is just this one storyline, which is quite interesting really. So then when he gets to this this prison for him really, he has to go through these it's just a bit of funny thing where they go through the different offices, but it's the elevator pretty much. He's just like falling through the next little zones. It's just a little bit of funny there. And then you got the informative video, which goes into a 4x3, so it goes back into the square boxy, and it's kind of like the Mr. DNA on Jurassic Park, and stuff like that, which is quite cool. Just saying a little bit about what the Time Variance Authority are, and that there's these three timekeepers who have gotten rid of all other timelines, and they're just keeping this one timeline, and they created the TVA to manage time and making sure it doesn't deviate from the path. So are they the good guys? They're stopping other timelines, so that's quite interesting there. So they said on there, stepping off the timeline creates madness and the multiverse war. So we know from the title of Doctor Strange 2, which is the Multiverse of Madness, something's going to happen in this series. Probably Loki is going to disrupt their operation, if you will, and the multiverse is just going to go like that. So that's quite interesting that they're saying that the multiverse doesn't exist at the moment. So the X-Men, Fox X-Men, doesn't exist. This is what they're saying in this, really. So if you think back to WandaVision with Quicksilver, it was the Fox's Quicksilver. So that kind of like crushes that multiverse theory there. or are there other multiverse timelines, but they aren't like coming into this universe? Who knows? Because that's another thing in Doctor Strange 1. He creates this loop of time. So technically the TVA should have stopped that, but then they would say, well, that should have happened. So it's complicated. So yeah, the guy who doesn't pick up a ticket gets vaporized, which is quite funny. I thought on that, and it's just when Loki's like rushing to find his ticket, and he's like, I got my ticket. Quite cool. So Owen Wilson's first appearance as Morbius, Morbius, or Agent Morbius, is back in 1549, and they're like investigating and stuff like that. And from the kid, they're like suggesting that Loki is this variant that has killed the TVA team and stuff like that. And it suggests that with like the stabbing, and also the kid points at a picture of the devil, and obviously Loki's helmet is horns. So instantly I thought it's Loki. So is it like future Loki, or is it an alternate reality Loki? We'll find out about that. We will find out about that, because later in the episode then Owen Wilson, Morbius does say that the variant that they're after is Loki, and they want Loki's help to stop him, which is quite interesting, really. So see that there's a lot of answers, but there's a lot of questions as well. Yeah, so they keep on saying Mr. Laufey's son. So obviously Loki was adopted because he was from the Frost Giants planet and is Laufey's son. But so they keep on referring to him as Mr. Laufey's son and not Odin's son, which he prefers to be called, really. But yeah, and then can't keep on saying Owen Wilson. Agent Morbius brings him back, and I quite like this scene where like they were like showing him clips of what just happened in his immediate life, where the point where he disappears and stuff is it's kind of like a review of the Avengers, of how Loki is in the Avengers. I thought it was quite a funny line, really, on that one. And I know it was revealed this, but you see when Morbius helps Loki up off the floor, you see him like come up close, and you think, is he going to pick his pocket now? And he does, because you see his hand like that, and he comes around and just goes into his pocket. It's like, it's not, they don't focus in on that, it's just like subtly if you watch it. And then yeah, you find out a few minutes later that he has stolen that little time loop device, or whatever it was called, which was a nice, because you don't have to like focus in on it and say this happens here, this, and it's like, look at this. It's like, it's just little subtle things. Go, oh, yeah, you just done that, and then they reveal it quite soon after, and then he finds out, it's like, is this the greatest power in the universe? So he wants time. He wants to be able to control time, and I think that's his new purpose in life, his glorious purpose in life, really. And then he goes back to that office and looks through what we know of Loki's life, right up to his death, which I thought was quite horrific, because he sees himself dying. So it's like, okay, that's so that makes him probably not want to return back to that timeline, because he does want to die. But yeah, okay, so one little comment I want to make about it as well is everyone's human. There's no like aliens or anything like that around. So my question is, and you guys probably will know, this is like, is it a human organization, or because the timekeepers don't appear to be alien, or is it like humans just look after humans' reality, their timeline, and then other races look after theirs? who knows, if you guys know about it in the comics, because it did appear in the Thor comics, then do let me know in the comments, enlighten me and the other viewers here about it. And that is it pretty much for this episode. So next week I'm going to try and do it live, and I'm going to try and do it in the morning, so you guys can pop on and have a chat as well. It's a bit late today because of various different things, but yeah, happy days. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the notification bell, because we do lots and lots of videos. I have had quite a few press releases because I have been away this weekend, just to have a bit of time off. And I had a few press releases from Disney come over over the weekend, so I'm going to go through those now and see which ones are still relevant for me to post up. I will do a video either tomorrow or Friday. Make sure to check our gaming channel as well, which is Skybot Gaming, and we've got lots and lots of different content on there, so go check it out on that. And you can pop over to our patreon.com/skybotfilm just to support us. We've just got the digital tier there now, and we're gonna hopefully over the summer start ramping up a lot more content. It's like we'll have a lot more private streams and things like that, so you can watch things as I'm reacting to them live before I do these like review videos. You can watch me recording stuff like what's on Disney Plus, the video that I do every month. You'll have early access to videos like that, and lots of other content as well as Disney themed podcasts. Now we are going to try and do a few more different things like that, but I'm just going to have a little tally around and have a look what we can do, and see what the other guys want to do as well for it. But that is going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to put down your comments about the first episode of Loki, and we'll get chatting. But until next time.